How do you tour a shower? I'm Holly, that's Ray, and this is our home, Sabado. Subscribe to tag along on the adventure. Hey guys, we decided for this week's video it was probably time to show you our boat. We've kind of been putting it off for a while because we wanted everything to be perfectly clean and for all of our, you know, dream upgrades to be done. We were hoping
Are we done with all the upgrades?
No. We were hoping for, you know, perfect weather. But if those are all the prerequisites, we would never show you. So we tidied up. We're pretty happy with how Sabado is set up right now in terms of like upgrades and systems. And if there's bad wind noise during the outside portions, I'll just add subtitles.
Sounds good to me.
So I want to start by just talking about like the specs of the boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Sabado is a 2017 Lagoon 42. So she's 42 feet long, just under 26 feet wide. She seems like she's about 30 feet wide when we're bringing her into a slip. And then about 68 feet on the air draft. So too tall to go through majority of the ICW. Yeah, so that's the basic specs. You know, the upgrades to the boat include the 57 horsepower Yanmar diesels. We did 2 freshwater tanks, so we've got 600 liters of drinking water and 600 liters of fuel. So yeah, she came from the factory with fairly standard specs, and then we added all of our upgrades over the years, and I think we've just about got her where we are happy with how things are set up. You're never done.
She's
upgrading.
A constant work in progress.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're definitely not roughing it.
No. So yeah, we're I think we're set up pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll start at the front of the boat. We're on anchor right now, and so we've got our bowsprit tied up so it doesn't interfere with our bridle. But for an anchor, we've got a Rockna 33 kilogram. It's been really good. We really like the Rockna. We have an all chain rode, almost 300 feet of chain. And then a recent upgrade that we did this year was our trampoline. We put a black trampoline on that has much nicer mesh, so it just makes the area more usable. It doesn't flex as much, and it's much more comfortable on the feet. We've got some head sails that we fly off of our bowsprit, and all that is in storage right now.
So the next thing we have on the bow, sort of moving backwards, is our 2 4-peak storage compartments. We keep this one stocked full of our head sails, so we have a Gennaker, a symmetrical spinnaker, and a Code 0 in there, as well as our shore power cord. And then on the starboard side, 4-peak, we keep our fenders and lines. And I'll go ahead and open one of these up for you guys, just so you can get a feel for how much space it is. We also usually keep our 2 beanbag chairs in here, so there's plenty of room.
We've got these 2 compartments. This houses our generator and our fuel polishing system, and this one is our chain locker. We store an emergency anchor, a Fortress anchor with extra chain rode in there, as well as snorkeling gear and some other beach accessories in these.
As we move back on our port side here, we have our Helm Station. We've added this isinglass enclosure to protect us from the elements, and we've also just recently upgraded our helm seat. This helm is equipped with a full B&G navigation system, as well as 2 electric winches, which all of our lines lead to, so we can single-handed sail Sabado if needed. And if you follow me up here, this is also one of our recent upgrades. This is how we keep our lounge cushions for storage, but this is them in all their glory. We had these custom made last hurricane season. Ray and I are both very tall individuals, and so I think these are each 7 feet long or something crazy like that. And you can unzip these head cushions and put them on either side if you want to lay in the other direction.
Then to help power Sabado, in addition to the generator, we have 1,000 watts of solar and 800 watts of wind. This makes it where we rarely have to run the generator to charge our batteries. In fact, the past 3 years, I think we have about 180 hours on our generator because this just keeps up fine. Another upgrade that we did this last winter was with our sails. So we went with max sails for a new mainsail and jib, and then they also built this backpack sail bag, which is really nice. It's a zipper that we can unzip from the helm, and it just makes raising and dropping the mainsail much easier, and it's a lot neater than the factory one.
If you go down these steps from the helm, you'll find yourself in our cockpit. This is where we spend most of our time. It's basically like our back porch, and we've done a few things to customize the space. You can see it is set up to have a full isinglass enclosure, but we tend to just keep this one panel up on the side here to shield the main seating area from the rain. And then we've added these roll-down sunshades around the rest of the perimeter, which make a huge difference in the late afternoon. Now, typically we don't have this giant parasail back here, but we're holding on to it for a friend at the moment. And this bowl used to be filled with cute little succulents, but has recently become a catch-all for random bits and bobs. In terms of storage, we've added these loops and hooks on the ceiling here to hold our pole spear, gaff, and boat hook. We have our beloved fruit hammock. And the seating areas in this cockpit actually house 2 storage compartments as well. One is where we keep our propane tanks, and then the other is full of fishing gear and outdoor related cleaning supplies. It actually goes all the way back underneath the stairs, which is nice. We've also got our refrigeration unit out here. This one is known as the beer fridge, which is currently empty and turned off. And we recently just replaced the lights out here with ones that change color, so we can illuminate the cockpit with white, red, or blue light. The colored options have been great for overnight sails, so we don't have to use a headlamp or sacrifice our night vision.
And then we have our dinghy that we call Tinky Winky. It's just the standard high-field dinghy that usually comes with the Lagoon 42s. This is our truck that gets us back and forth from Sabado to shore so we can go grocery shopping and bring the trash in. It's got a Yamaha 24 Sonnet. And the life raft is kept back here. It's a 6-person life raft. And then we've got 2 Yanmar 57-horse diesel engines. And in this compartment we've got our Spectra water maker that I think you've seen us do a lot of work on recently. And then in the other compartment, that's where we have all of our house batteries and solar chargers, wind turbine charger, and our Watt and C hydro generator charger is in there as well.
Before we go inside, I think it's probably worth talking about our entryway situation. So this is a 3-paneled glass sliding door, so there's several different ways you can kind of open it up to the cockpit. And what we've been doing lately is opening the first 2 panels and using this screen that we bought. And this thing is perfect. It attaches to the frame with Velcro, and then it has like a magnetic slit, so it closes automatically behind you. And then you're in our salon, or saloon if you prefer. This is the main living space on this boat. It's where our galley, nav station, main dining space, and TV are located. Alright, right off the entryway we have our mini fridge freezer combo. And then we have our TV and another refrigeration unit that can be set to either a fridge or a freezer. It's a top loader system. Ours is actually completely empty and turned off right now, but you get the point. And then on our starboard side is our galley. I keep my most frequently used dry goods, oils, and all of my spices up here for easy access. And then a basket up here full of onions and potatoes. Other than that, we have everything that a normal kitchen would have. We have a 3-burner stovetop, a microwave, and an oven. I think the only unique thing we have going on here is that our oven only has 2 temperature settings. It's either high or low, so it's kind of a guessing game, but you get used to it. Our trash can lives under our sink along with our CO2 tank because we like to make our own bubbly water. What else? Coffee mugs and dishes live up here, and then the rest of the salon actually has 3 really great storage compartments. We use it to store food, pots and pans, sauces, things of that nature.
And then this is our Nav Station. We've got our VHF radio, our stereo system, our boat monitoring system is set up here. And you know, we've changed a little bit from how it came from the factory. We replaced the VHF, the B&G VHF, with this Vesper Cortex, which is it's a nice unit in concept. I would wait to buy one. They're still working out a lot of bugs. The anchor watch and the AIS part is really good, the VHF not so much. And then our monitoring system, we can view our B&G system, our radar, our chart plotter, and then we use time zero on it, as well as we can monitor all of our wind data and refrigeration temperatures and engine data, and that's been a nice system for us. And then we have our communication system. We've got our Iridium Go satellite communication device, which allows us to do to make phone calls, send text messages, send email anywhere in the world, according to them. And yeah, and that's the nav desk. Another cool thing in here is the Salon Table. It goes down, and then we have a cushion that goes over the top, and it makes this one big bed so that we can camp out here when we're off watch on passage, or if we want to stretch out and watch a movie at night.
We also have these little cubbies in the floor that we use to store plastic bags, Ziplocs, garbage bags, things like that. And then we store our ditch bag in case of emergencies underneath the nav desk. And behind our nav desk display is our device charging area. We like to keep this curtain closed so that all of our devices don't get blasted by the sun. And it's not the most organized, but it works for us. So since Sabado is an owner's version, Ray and I have the entire starboard hull to ourselves. We have an aft island bed, I believe it's called, which just means there's space between the hull on each side of the mattress. And then for size, I believe it's a double. I could be wrong on that though. We have one big hatch above the bed and then 2 smaller hatches on the sides, so we get pretty good airflow back here. And then we have 2 flip down reading lights in addition to the standard overhead light, and tons of windows. We also keep an iPad plugged in over here just so we can make sure that we hear any alarms that might go off while we're sleeping. Moving forward, I get this question a lot. This is where I keep all of my clothes. I try to keep it pretty minimal, but this still feels like a lot. Ray keeps most of his clothes in the giant drawer underneath the bed. And then the rest of this space is just a ton of storage opportunities. Down here we keep reusable grocery bags, an ottoman that doubles as a chair, and it's also hollowed out, so I think it's full of bottles of gin right now, and then our laundry hamper. And then we have tons of cabinetry along the bottom here, which is mostly full of bulk food items, so things like pasta, rice, beans, and then several different drawers. Up here we've got a nice little shelving unit that holds our health and fitness equipment, some camera accessories, the drone, our headsets that we use when we're docking, things like that. Down here we have our first aid kit, which is out and readily available in case we need to use it. These shelves are full of guidebooks, cookbooks, all of our different country flags, and then it's just some random miscellaneous stuff, I guess a million pairs of extra sunglasses, and then we have our printer. Along the top here, we store like cleaning tools, so things like our vacuum attachments, broom, dusters. And then over here in these two bigger cabinets, we have our washer and dryer. And then over here we have just our laundry supplies, detergent, a clothesline, extra soap, and then our kitchen appliances. We have a bread maker, a blender, a yogurt maker, and a food processor. And then up here is our ice maker. Back in this corner, we have the closet that we both share. Nothing too exciting. And then lastly, we have our paper charts stored in the door here. We can actually close off this entire hull if we want to, but it's pretty rare. This is our head. We have a toilet with an electric flush. Plenty of storage space under these countertops. This bigger cabinet here acts as our linen closet. And then we have your typical medicine cabinet. Back here is our shower. I'm not really sure how to give you a tour of this, so here's just an overview.
So down here is what we call the garage. It used to be a cabin, but we've converted it to storage for tools and spare parts and a freezer. It might look like there's a lot of spare parts, but honestly I wish that we had room for twice this much stuff. I don't know, we thought about actually removing the bed and making this like a legit workshop, but this is it for now. And then yeah, we've got a bunch of storage here that we'll show you. And then this freezer this can be either a refrigerator or a freezer. It's super efficient. As a freezer, I think it pulls like 2 to 3 amps is all. So we use this, stock it full of all of our meat and ice and ice cream and all that kind of stuff. So this is the garage. All right, and this is another head. So we have 3 heads, and this one never got used. So it is now storage. We've got our foul weather gear and our other products that we store in here. Back here we've got our guest cabin, and it's the same size bed as in ours, and it's got, you know, hanging locker for clothes and another big drawer, and then it has its own head with a separate shower as well. So this is where guests stay when they come on Sabado.
So yeah, that's the boat. Do you have anything you want to add? Anything we skipped?
I mean, we've done a lot of little things that we didn't include in the video. For example, we installed alarms in the bilges. Surprisingly, the boat did not come with high water alarms in the bilges, so we've added those. We've added
the commodorizers in both the electric heads.
Yeah, so we've converted the head on the owner side to fresh water. You can change it freshwater or saltwater. But when we're using it as a saltwater head, or if you're using the other heads as saltwater head, then it goes through the commodorizer, which has a chemical tablet in there that prevents calcium buildup, and we've been really happy with those. They work really well. The last thing that you want to do is have to clean out a clogged outlet line on the toilet.
Worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And those commodorizers do a really good job controlling any sort of odor.
Yeah, there's no odor. There's,
yeah.
A lot of it's not uncommon to go onto a boat and have, a smell of it's just a seawater flushed head, and we have none of that, thankfully. Yeah. We've added a siren inside Sabado that's connected to our B&G navigation system, because the alarms are really hard to hear inside. So now we've got that, and that definitely is audible inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of the little changes we've made have just been for safety.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we're not done.
No, I'm sure we'll think of 10 more things to do this year.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're not busy fixing things, you're busy upgrading things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do both at the same time.
Yep.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys saw anything that maybe we didn't directly address and you have questions, let us know in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer.
All right.